be dangerous to go out. Ukrainians have warned that Russian soldiers could be operating inside the city, perhaps even in stolen Ukrainian vehicles. Pressure on the government is mounting all the time. Most people here believe the Russians simply want to get rid of it. Sirens are now more frequent, and the sound of distant explosions too. For Ukraine's president, speaking again to his people, this is a lonely fight.
This morning we are alone in defending our country, just like yesterday. The most powerful forces in the world watch from afar. Have yesterday's sanctions persuaded Russia? We see in our skies and feel on the ground that they are not enough.
Ukraine is huge. The attacks which began yesterday have affected almost every major city. Russian armoured columns have been rolling in from north, south and east. The old Chernobyl nuclear reactor is now in Russian hands, but it seems the airbase at Gostomel, seized yesterday, may have been taken back. In the east, close to the Russian border, there was ferocious fighting overnight at Sumy. The Russians may not have made as much progress as they hoped here, and they're suffering casualties too. Back in Kiev, the wreckage of an unidentified Russian aircraft. The odds in this war are massively stacked against Ukraine, but it is fighting back. Paul Adams, BBC News, Kiev.
Well, with me is our chief international correspondent, Lise Doucet. Lise, the Ukrainian Defence Ministry are saying that the fighting is, 20 kilometres from here, just over there, to the northwest in a suburb. And local people are being told to get out their weapons and make Molotov cocktails to defend their area. It's getting very close now.
Yes, it's extraordinary because this is being, in all the Western capitals, including London, they're talking about this war in Europe. But what is it coming down to? Defense ministers said, if the Russian soldiers come to your area and they're in the suburbs in the north, prepare your Molotov cocktails. If you're in Kiev and you know you have some combat experience, come to us with your passport and pick up a gun. Donate blood. There was even an announcement this morning saying, are you a hacker? Come and join our underground so you can fight Russian cyber attacks. It is the war of the people. And as we look out into the city today, last week, even just days ago, anyone coming to the city would have marveled at the lights and the glitz and the energy. The cafes and restaurants were full. It's emptied of the people. The people have gone underground. The soldiers are emerging on all of the streets, taking up position, telling people to go to the bomb shelters. Some people are leaving, some are staying to fight. But hour by hour, this vibrant European city is transforming into a city braced for war.
Indeed, right before our eyes. Okay, Lise, thank you. Lise Doucet there, our chief international correspondent. Let's talk now to our colleague, the editor of the BBC Ukrainian service, Marta Shokolo. Marta, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, hi Marta. It's great to have you on the programme. Thanks for joining us. What do you make of this suggestion, this call to arms from the Ukrainian authorities here to fight off the Russian attackers with Molotov cocktails and to try to get as many weapons as they can?
Do we have any other choice? Is anybody helping us? No. So this is we are in war on our own and we need to fight somehow. And of course, people who are invaded need to fight with invaders. That's if you don't have any means rather than Molotov cocktails, I don't know. Well, I've never been to war, so sorry. For me, it's something new, so it's really hard to tell. But definitely, it looks like Ukrainians are not going to surrender. That's easy.
The fighting, we understand, to the northwest of the capital here is intense. It's street by street. You're convinced that the Ukrainian people will, frankly, fight to the death?
Yes, I think we don't have much choice. What can I say? Yes.
No. Yeah. All right. I understand what you're saying there, Marta. Thank you so much for joining us. Marta Shokolo there, the editor of the BBC Ukrainian service. Let's get the perspective now from our Eastern Europe correspondent, Sarah Rainsford, who's in the Dnipro in eastern Ukraine. We hear, Sarah, that Ukrainian forces are putting up a fight where you are. What are you hearing?
Well, yeah, we're in southeastern Ukraine, in Dnipro, right on the Dnipro River, a very important spot in this country because the river dissects this country into east and to west. And in the east of Ukraine, of course, there's been a war for some 8 years now. The front line, though, has been firm. Russian troops now are backing up Russian-backed militia and trying to push through that line and advance across the country. We know there's been significant fighting along that line for some time, and that's why, with the Russian forces attempting to move this way and from the south and from the north too, that's why, Clive, I'm here at this blood bank in Dnipro city, and you can see just behind me the queue of people that's formed. You know, Ukrainians, young, many of them, older people too, but I've spoken to IT workers, I've spoken to a student nurse, another student, people who've come here because